everybody. I'm John Granado. Josh Jordan. You can hear us on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. You can also see Josh's work at sportsmaphouston.com and hit subscribe if you haven't yet so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. One of the big headlines over the offseason, the loss of JV, Justin Verlander. Obviously, everyone outside of Houston thinks that Hunter Brown, there's a lot of comparisons with Hunter Brown. You're not seeing Justin Verlander and Hunter Brown, though. Who are you seeing?
I'm seeing more of a comparison to Christian Javier, somebody that's worked in the bullpen, that's worked in the starting rotation, goes back and forth. I think we're going to see Hunter Brown as the sixth starter this year, similar to what Christian Javier was last year. So I think we could see a Christian Javier type ascension here for Hunter Brown. He has that stuff. He's going to be used in a similar role. He's pitched with the pitch clock before with this stuff in the minors, so I don't think that's going to be a big adjustment for him. So this is just how I see it playing out. I think that makes a little more sense. I wonder, we've seen Christian Javier go from couldn't really crack the five-man rotation to where some people are saying he's your second best starter now and that he's been signed to an extension. Imagine the possibilities if Hunter Brown comes out, has a similar season to Christian Javier, and next year you're looking at maybe Hunter Brown you're seeing as your number 3 or number 4 starter. It could happen.
I'd see it. I like it. I think you're dead on with it. He's probably the yo-yo going back and forth to the bullpen. He's probably more than likely the guy if anybody gets injured, which could happen here. Whenever Lance McCullers is on a staff, you have to worry about injury. Six-man rotation as well. They got a lot of games early on. They could start out with a – and listen, I think Major League Baseball is going to go to a six-man rotation. I think it's going to be inevitable. It was. I grew up with when I was young. It was four-man rotations, and no, there's no such thing as five-man. Now it's all five-man rotation, and I can certainly see where it would be six-man rotation as well. I'd hate to see him put him on a yo-yo though, like they did with Javier. I certainly didn't like that for Javier.
I didn't like it for him either, but because of necessity, he started 25 games last year, John. I went and looked at the numbers. I was like, wow, that was even more than I thought. And then I went back and looked at the game logs. Javier was starting games in April last year because instead of to start the season, it was the end of April where it had all these games in a row. This year, the Astros play 8 straight games to open the season. I think we could see Hunter Brown start a game in the first week of the season.
Yeah. 8 straight games is not a lot. But now all of a sudden, we better get an 8-man rotation. Yep. We got 8 straight games. How are we going to do it? That's today's baseball. But I think Hunter Brown is going to prove himself very early. But you know what? He's in a numbers game. He's in a numbers game, and that's Christian Javier was great too, and he was in the numbers. They were threatening to move Javier to the bullpen in the second half of the season in August last year, in September last year, and they just couldn't.
Verlander got hurt. Remember, he was about to go back to the bullpen, and then Verlander got hurt. They had to put Javier back in there.
So I just think that I hate it for Hunter Brown. But you're on a great team. You got yourself a World Series ring already as a young player. You got your full share of playoff for a World Series champion. These are the prices that you pay. I think in most every other organization, Hunter Brown would be a lock to be in their 5-man rotation this year. With what he did last year, he'd be a lock to be in the 5-man rotation, and now he's still outside looking in. That's a shame.
It's fun. I look at James Click and how he saw Javier he's the guy floating between the bullpen and the starting rotation. Dana Brown comes in. No, he's the guy we're going to lock up to a long-term deal, and he's going to be our second or third starter. Big difference.
But it's probably why James Click is gone, and Dana Brown is giving out long-term deals.